Coming up on Overdrive. Paul takes a spin around Llandow. What is autotesting? How to be a racing driver? And news and events from across the tracks.
Welcome to Overdrive. We've got a packed show coming up. We're hoping to bring you the best motorsport from across the UK over the coming season. So here's a little taste. To start off this month, we've got a motorsport that anyone can have a go at. Over to you, Dave.
This may look like a simple case of driving around some cones, but there's a little more to it than that. The object is to get around the course in the fastest time possible, without touching any of the cones. So far, it's simple, right? It's also known as Gymkhana or autocross, which in the UK is a different kind of sport altogether. Autotesting is all about car control. Although there's no great speeds involved, the constant turns around the route and reversing sections are designed to test the driver's skills. Techniques such as the handbrake turn are used to help, and it should be no surprise that many of the world's greatest rally drivers started in autotesting, including Colin McRae. The rally link is continued with some rally cars like this Ford Escort RS 2000 being used to good effect around the tight and twisty course. So what attracts the drivers to the sport?
It's a good way to test a car after repair it for proper rallies. You get a lot of problems on proper rallies. You come down, it's a cheap day out, and any minor problems you can fix it down then.
Auto testing, well, cheap form of motorsport. You can literally bring any car you've got, enter anything, and keep the costs down. Something to do on a weekend. Doesn't matter about the weather so much unless you've got a car like this.
Alongside the rally cars, practically anything goes, as sports cars compete against everyday shopping cars. Even city cars like the Tiny Smart get an airing. Old and new cars compete against each other.
It's just, you need a special car to do for rallies. For this type of auto test, any car will do. It won't car anything.
Yeah, you could recommend it to anybody who's a bit of a petrol head and wants to drive fast. Even though you don't get any big high top speeds up, obviously you can push the pedals as hard as you want, and it's interesting to see how difficult it is to set a good time. Anybody can drive around looking fast, but to set a good time takes a bit of practice, but it is good fun and it's quite a buzz.
Of course, the more you take part in autotesting, the more skills you learn. Many drivers compete in autotests before they've even passed their road licence. With nothing but cones to hit, it's one of the safest motorsports.
Now for the news. A new standard for cars in the British Touring Car Championship has been unveiled. The Next Generation Touring Car, or NGTC, was driven at the season's finale at Brands Hatch by former champion James Thompson, who set a time that was close to the performance of the current S2000 cars. Most parts of the car are now standardised, allowing the teams to save on design and building costs. The NGTC is set to become the international standard for touring cars by 2013. The rivalry between Britcar and British GT has now taken on a new dynamic. Britcar was introduced in 1998, but so far has not been accepted as a national championship by the Motorsport Association. This has now changed with the introduction of the new MSA British Endurance Championship, which offers an attractive alternative to the established GT series. Britcar's top event, the Silverstone 24 Hours, will feature as a part of this championship starting next year. That's all the news and events for this month. Now, who wants to be a racing driver?
How to be a racing driver. Step 1.
Purchase a Go Racing pack from your favorite motorsport goods emporium. Step 2. Read it. Step 3. Find out which championship you wish to compete in. Step 4. Practice. And then practice some more. Step 5. Prepare yourself mentally and physically. Remember that a balanced diet is essential.
As part of my racing driver diet, I like toast and orange juice for breakfast.
Right. Step 6. Find a handy racing circuit. Ah, this one will do nicely. Step 7. Engage the services of an ARDS examiner. Step 8. Borrow a conveyance and take a practical driving examination. Step 9. Take a written examination. Step 10. Pass it. Congratulations! You are now a racing driver. Quiet.
There are many venues for motorsport across the UK. This is Llandow, near Cardiff, one of the top testing venues in the country. Let's take a look around.
As a former airfield, Llandow Circuit is similar to many others in the UK, such as Silverstone or Thruxton. This venue now hosts sprints and track days, and is a very useful testing venue, but in its past has played host to motor racing, with the likes of the Great Graham Hill competing here. The track conditions today are changeable and damp. The circuit is basically a large oval with 2 chicanes. This is the smaller of the 2, which slows the cars down for the long right-handed corner called Glue Pot. This is followed by the long main straight leading to the control tower and leading onto the bus stop chicane. Now into the hard right-handed Devil's Elbow and buck up onto the hanger straight. The chicane is taken easily, then back round again to complete another lap. Llandow looks like a deceptively simple track, but it is important not to underestimate it. The long straight encourages high speeds and often risky overtaking manoeuvres. Fortunately, it's dried up enough for Paul to have a go at some fast laps.
that's it for this first edition of Overdrive. We'll be back next season, so we'll see you then.